Welcome to Spread Some Nuget Love on Your Apps. Hey, I'm Eric, and with Business Central 2024 Wave 2 BC25, we have a new thing, which is actually an old thing, called Nuget, or Nuget. If you don't know what Nuget is, let me show you. Here is Visual Studio, and I have a C# project opened, and it's a .NET based thing, of course. And I can add packages, so I can say, okay, maybe I need something with PDF. So I go in here in the Nuget browser, and I find, a million PDF libraries that can do different things, and I select that, and it will install into my my project, and then I can use the functionality in there. So Nuget is a way to distribute code, distribute assets that you need for your project, and born out of the world of .NET. What Microsoft has done. Well, let's actually, before we talk about what they have done, let's talk about what the challenge is. The challenge is that apps in app source, there's no app files flying around with the source code in. There's no public library of that, so you can install apps on app source in a sandbox, and then you can connect VS Code to the sandbox, and you can download the symbols, and that kind of works. But if you're working with a pipeline, if you're working with ALGo or ALOps or my AL build or whatever you're doing, then how do you actually get to those symbols? One solution is that you download them and then you put them into the repo, and there's pros and cons of that. But there hasn't been one place where you can get them other than that. What Microsoft has done now, and I think their motivation is mainly to facilitate ALGo build, the ALGo build pipeline, is that they have exported all 6,000 apps that currently is on app source. They have exported the public symbols and published those on Nuget. So every time someone like me updates a new version to app source, the symbols are generated, extracted, and updated to Nuget. And here's the thing, that's pretty cool. So can we actually can we use it if we forget about the pipelines and all that stuff? Can we just use it in VS Code? And we kind of can. So let me show you what we can do. So here is an app, and as you can see, this app has some issues. There's a lot of squiggly lines here. My AL packages folder is empty, and we can see that I'm missing Microsoft symbols, but I also have 4 different variables here declared. A Woo Web Store connector setup table, a SharePoint code unit, a Advanced Portal Designer setup table record, and a Valera detailed posted tax something record. And if I go look in my app JSON, we can see that I have some dependencies defined here. Actually, I also have continue defined, but I did not create a variable for those. But now if I need to compile this the old-fashioned way, I had to make sure I had a sandbox with all these apps installed, and then I download the symbols from there. But if we go look here, then we can see that there's a new extension inside VS Code called the Nuget helper, made by Patrick, one of the unsung heroes of the community. This is still very early, but this is pretty cool. So the Nuget helper should enable us to grab all the symbols that we need directly from and I said Nuget, I said Nuget, and you just deal with that. We will help get the Nuget package from Nuget. So we install this. There's one function called restore, and there are some settings. So clearly we're ready to restore. So let's go find that's right here, because just installed it. So maybe we should open this one. So just to clear, we have 3 files in our project. We have the app.json, we have a launch, and we have the hello world. That's it. So we will hit the Nuget helper, Nuget helper restore. Maybe stuff happens somewhere. Maybe I broke something, because something happened. Did you see that? We had an error. Packet version. So it uses a Nuget downloader tool called Packet. Stuff happened here. So let's actually, but this looks the same. But if we now open AL packages, what have we got? So we have a whole bunch of things here. Wow. Okay, so so AL package was empty before I ran this command. So now there's a folder called packages. There's a folder called packet files. There's a file called packet.dependencies and a file called packet lock. So let's take a look what we have here. I'll just close these things. So packet lock. That's a file with is it trying to figure out dependencies? Maybe. We have a file called packet dependencies. Strategy minimum, lowest matching true, source. So this is actually where, so I think if we grab this URL and that is clearly a Nuget service, so this tells where stuff are located. That's all good. If we click the other one, one is called apps. You see up here, that's hard to see. One is called MS symbols, clearly Microsoft symbols, and the other one is called app source symbols. So I guess another idea could be that if I was really into it, I could create a Nuget repo of my apps. Maybe I'll do that. And then it says Nuget Microsoft application symbols greater than 25. Microsoft platform symbol is greater than 1. Microsoft system application, Hogart advanced portal designer, Hogart.com SharePoint connector, Avalera tags, Symphony WooCommerce. Comments. So it figured out what it should do. I think when we looked at the description, that one of the settings was, if I go into settings now and I go to extensions and I find the AL Nuget helper, override packet dependency. So this is the file. So let's say for some reason that I think actually that was the default setting. So it will be turned on by default. So every time you run it, this file will be regenerated. But let's say that we want something else. But let's see what we got. So clearly we got something. So packages. Now here is a bunch of folders. It seems that we got way more than we asked for. So we got Avalera, that makes sense. We got Continua, Business Foundation, Continua Connector, Continua Core, Continua Delivery, Continua Document Capture, Continua Expense Management. I only actually specified one dependency, so I think it downloaded all the, well, the easiest way to figure that out is, you'll see, I have my new app, the Portal Designer, has a dependency to the AL compiler, because it uses the AL compiler. So I think it downloads all dependencies as a tree. But if we look at this, we got a folder called rels, which has some sort of relationship definition. That's probably fine. And then there's another folder called package. And in package, there is another XML file describing what it is. There's a signature, there's content, and here is the app. So actually, let's one thing we didn't do. Control Alt B. So you see this? We still got errors, but it's Microsoft Sales Customer List. So we didn't get the right Microsoft, but we haven't specified those as a dependency. So maybe that's okay. Let's figure that out. But I see one thing. See, we got Hogart Advanced Portal Designer 30048. I'm pretty sure that is not the right version. And I think I know why. So remember here, somewhere we had the packet dependencies. Strategy minimum lowest matching. What do we get if I say max instead? Then I guess I need to run the, and now because we in the settings did not we unchecked that to override. So our changes to this file should be should be preserved. So I run this again. Resolving dependency, installing, creating dependencies, total time 4 seconds. So what? So for the advanced portal designer, it's still What is lowest strategy minimum? Let's lowest matching false. At this point, I'm just guessing, right? Maybe we need to read the documentation. So I can one thing that we can try to do just to see how that goes. If we go into app.json and I ask to get version 53. Symbols are missing. I run restore. That was way too fast to have produced anything. Okay, so what happens if we delete the package folder? What happens if we delete the package folder? And the package, that was the something. Let's delete this folder also. Sure. And I'm gonna delete the log file also. I have no idea if that makes any change or not, but hey, you only live once. So now the only thing we have is the packet dependencies. So I run the restore function again. We got something. Paul designer package. Okay, so now we got 55. That's okay. Let's delete this again and go back here and say I want I want 3.000. We have deleted, then we go restore. So maybe it's the lowest matching setting that will. Skipping resolver for group. Now I forgot if I deleted the folders or not. I got 55 here. Let me, sorry. I'm gonna delete these two again. Go away. Run the thing. So I think what is happening here is that there is a cache on my machine somewhere. The same as if I go into this guy, that there is a package cache locally on my machine, because otherwise it would take more than a quarter of a second to do this. But here's the portal design again, is the right one. So I think in my case I would rather go with the highest matching, I guess. Let's actually read the thing. There's a structure, there's a lot of files, that's okay. Something about country code. Defines country code version package with only localized first party from Microsoft. The override dependencies, and you can specify a different path for the packet file. But okay, features and changelog. This is working all the time. There was a door opening because I did not put up a sign saying I'm recording a video, but that's probably okay. So here is, let's just finish this. So I have my dependencies, and if I delete, okay, here's what I want to do. Sorry, I got completely distracted here for a second. I want to delete these again. And then I'm actually going to say lowest matching true. and then I'm gonna say restore. And now I get, what version did I get? I get, I did not save this file. Eric, did you yell at the screen? I didn't save it. Let's try again. I delete this. I restore packages. Packages, here we go. So where are we? Where are we? There. Now I still get 55 because that's the one I have in the cache. Or am I missing something? I might be missing something. What did, sorry, no, I said 000 on the, okay. This one just says larger than 3.000. Microsoft application, but we didn't get Microsoft application, didn't we? Because that was the, we still cannot build because it does not know what customer is. But we have a base application here, and there's a base application app file here that's clearly has something in it. So what happens if I ask to reload the window? So one thing you should know about the AL compiler is that it runs in, there's like two different contexts. It runs all the time in the editor, and if you ever have switched a branch, you know, that's the clear way of ensuring that it gets completely confused because I don't think the AL language server detects that the Git tools are switching out the files, so it still thinks it's the old file there, and then it's a new file, and you got errors and not errors and so on. At some point, Microsoft probably needs to detect that a branch switch has taken place and then reload the whole thing. So you can have where it shows errors in the screen, but you can still compile. But I think here it was actually, now see, now it works. So somehow I didn't see those packages there. I think this is pretty cool. Kudos to Patrick for putting this together. Some rough corners, something that can be improved. That's fine. That's fine. That's how it goes. That's why we test this. So I encourage you to try this out. I think for me it's very convenient because then I can grab those dependencies. I'm currently working on some interesting apps where I actually need a lot of glue apps. I don't know if that's the right word, but let's imagine let's imagine that you are running Continua, you want to use SharePoint as storage. So let's imagine a magic app that binds the two together, so you can use SharePoint Connector to store your Continua documents. That app, when I'm building that, I need Continua symbols all the time, and I have the SharePoint symbols in my system because those are my symbols, but I don't have the Continua symbols. So I would need those. So I think this is perfect for stuff like that. So great. Microsoft, I think, made the right choice of going with the Nuget approach, and it's so freaking awesome. We have people like Patrick in the community building tools like the one we just tried out. If you're not done with AL hacking, check out this video. It's a good one. And if you watch this video right now when it comes out, I will be in Vienna in a couple of days. So if you're in Vienna too, come and say hi. I'd love to meet you. Take care. Bye.